Well, the birthplace of Country Music Museum in Bristol, Virginia remains closed, but the learning and experiencing is very much open. And now there is another new online exhibit, the Blue Stocking Club. And it's pretty timely as this organization in Bristol just celebrated its 100th anniversary. Here with more now is Dr. Rene Rodgers. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We are good. Certainly a lot to talk about. You guys have done so much to really stay connected to the community through this time, and now a new exhibit opening online.
Yes. Originally, we had a plan to have this as a physical exhibit in our learning center in the museum. That learning center is named in honor of the Blue Stocking Club due to some wonderful work that they've done to support us over the years. And so we were going to have a physical exhibit there, and then of course we've been closed all of May, so we decided to put the exhibit online instead. And it actually meant that we could probably display a lot more than we would have been able to. So it's an online exhibit that you get to explore sort of the history of the Blue Stocking Club, how they originated in May of 1920, so 100 years ago, what their purpose was, the early work that they did. You know, they've done a huge amount of philanthropy work in our community, supporting so many different organizations and nonprofits and helping them to do their own, helping those organizations to do their work. But also just sort of looking at how that's developed and what they're doing today and the recognition that they've gained for all of that wonderful work.
And you said looking back through the years, Bristol would not look the same if not for this organization. They made incredible strides.
They have, and you know, I mean, they've done such a good job of, they usually try and pick one organization every other year that they do a big fundraiser for, but then they're also doing smaller fundraising throughout their time for other organizations. So they might support up to 20 different organizations in one year in different ways, from volunteering. We have a lot of Blue Stockings who volunteer at the museum, from gathering supplies or needed things that an organization might need. So for instance, with Faith in Action, they often gather up cleaning supplies and toiletries and that type of thing so that the clients of Faith in Action can get some of the things that they need easily, or they might be raising money directly to support another organization's mission. So many different things, from, you know, early social clubs for teenagers back in the 1940s to supporting the Paramount in the past year. So many different things that they've done, and the women of the organization are just powerhouses. Yeah. They know how to get things done.
I love it. What an incredible history. And I'm guessing through this too, we get to learn a little bit about the name and where they came up with the Blue Stocking Club.
Yeah, it has a really interesting history because it was sort of started back in England from a group of ladies who in, I think, 18th century England, who used to invite different speakers, intellectuals, scientists, pastors, all sorts of different people to talk about philosophical, scientific, cultural subjects. And they were kind of made fun of because this idea of women being interested in these intellectual interests wasn't something that people really understood back then. Mm-hmm. And one of the men that they had invited was a botanist who wore these little blue stockings that were not, they were kind of a fashion faux pas for the time. He was not from the social elite. And so they became known as the Blue Stocking Club, sort of as a slur against their intellectual aspirations, but they sort of embraced that name. And now you have the Blue Stocking Club here who's sort of followed on with that, but using it in a different way for charity and philanthropy.
Wonderful. And Dr. Rodgers, one of the things I love, I've been able to look at some of your exhibits online. I mean, you guys really do an amazing job at getting people to feel like they are visiting and experiencing that exhibit, whether it's your activities that you can do outside, and then your videos, and then your thing that your kids can make. I mean, you really bring it full circle.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, we've worked really hard over the last few months to do that. And, you know, these are things that we've had on our goal list anyway. So this pandemic, while it's obviously been difficult to be closed for that 3 months, it's also given us the opportunity to really pursue some of those goals. And, you know, this is something you're going to keep seeing from us. It's something that we've wanted to do anyway, and everything that we've created over the last 3 months is evergreen anyway. So it's something that you'll keep seeing, and we'll keep creating new resources and ways to engage so that if you're not able to come through our door at the time, you can still participate in learning with us.
Well, we cannot let you go without at least asking when the museum might be thinking about reopening its doors. Of course, very special place, always a wonderful, wonderful facility. Any ideas or thoughts?
Yes, I mean, this has been hard for us not having our visitors to welcome, and so we are very much looking forward to reopening, and we will be announcing that later this week. So all the details about that, but just know that we will hopefully be welcoming visitors soon, and we have been doing so much prep work to be sure that that is a safe and healthy environment that people are coming into and that they feel welcomed and part of the BCM family once again.
Wonderful. Well, and in the meantime, thank you for all you've done to stay connected to the community. But yes, we will be looking forward to learning more later this week then about your reopening. Thank you so much, Dr. Rodgers, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you can access that new exhibit along with some of the other ones on their website online. It is the birthplace of Country Music Museum, and here is that website.